What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of SGDS Same Goals, Different Struggles. I am your host, AJ, and I got my brother back with me. What up, CJ?
What's up, man? What it do?
How you doing today, bro?
I'm smooth, man. Just trying to get everything in order with what I'm trying to do. But it's smooth.
Everything straight, though?
Yeah, for the most part.
All right, then, man. Before I get started, man, any new subscriber, man, welcome to the show, man. If you ain't subscribed to the show, please click the subscribe button, click the like button, leave your comments. Let me know your likes, dislikes. Let me know if you got any advice, anything you want to hear about. Today on this episode, though, man, World War III, bro. Do you think we about to go to head of World War III? I'll start off like that.
This is the cycle. It's already planned. Everything that you see is already planned out. It's been planned for years. It's the facts.
So let me ask you this, right? Do you think the plan? So say Kamala had got in office, right? Do you think the plan would have still been the same plan, or was this already in plan with this president?
No, it's the same shit would have happened. I'm not gonna change.
So nothing would have changed.
No. But it's already written, so she wasn't gonna ever win anyway. The plan is the plan. One world government is the plan.
So explain what the plan is. If you gonna go into detail, if you could go into detail, what is the plan? What do you see coming out of this?
America imploding from the inside out.
Damn,
250 years are up.
huh?
250 years are up. America gonna implode. This
So you
country's coming to an end.
so
It's gonna be a one world government.
so you feel like one world government is gonna rule the whole world, and we just gonna go back to how it was like in Bible time when it's like just a pharaoh.
No, it's just that whole uh, new world order shit. That shit they've been talking about that shit since the 60s, 70s, uh, 60s, I believe.
So
But
what do you think might happen from a new world order, bro? Cause I mean, I want to say this, like, cause do you think? I mean, you say history repeat itself, and we're talking a new world order. Do you see something different in this, or do you just see?
well, if you think about it, it's been the same thing that happened. So you get a new president in there. They don't like the structure of another government. They're gonna make up a lie about the government, say they got something going on that the government really don't have going on. So you gotta pay attention to that shit. Then they're gonna go over there and get involved in some shit that they ain't no business getting involved in the first place. It's the same thing that happened with Eisenhower, the same thing that happened with JFK, the same thing that happened with Rock. What's the dude name? Roosevelt. It's the same thing.
Do you
We
think?
pay more attention to history, they'll understand that this shit was supposed to happen. It's gonna happen exactly how it was supposed to happen. How they planned it to happen. This ain't nothing new.
So let me ask you this: do you feel like it's planned out, like everybody's planning out to say like how it's supposed to happen, like in the Bible? Do you feel like it's something like that or something different?
I think the Bible is just hyperbole, man. It's just a whole bunch of, people try to take it as, oh, this is how it's gonna happen, but like nobody's gonna, it ain't gonna happen like that. Like they not. That's just a fictional uh, idea that they put in place to keep people's minds trapped in the. I mean, you can live your life by it, but I mean, what do you actually get out of it though? Is the question. And then some people,
Some people that like when they read the Bible and they see certain things happen in life, they relate it to the Bible. But
but they do that every century, every 2 centuries though. Guess what? They was thinking the same thing that people thinking right now is the same thing they was thinking when we went to war with Vietnam. Same thing they was thinking when you went to war after the Pearl Harbor shit. It's the same thing, bro. It ain't no difference. These people mindsets, they just keep the cycle in repeat. And it was time for a war anyway. Look at you pay attention to history. Just go back and look at the history. See what was going on with the politics, and then you'll get your results.
But let me ask you this: do you feel like we should even be getting involved with what Israel got going on? Because this is all off something that Israel got going on.
But you gotta understand that the United States protect the interest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you say interest, what are you talking about? Money. You're gonna protect the interest on your money. We
So let
fund
me ask you this:
different
what?
things. You
Let me
protect.
ask you this: what makes Israel the country that gives the U.S. the most interest? Because Israel hasn't been like Israel as a country hasn't been fully developed for that long.
Well, that's what you got to think. Like that's what so-called Jewish people call home.
Now or
That's
whatever.
that's what they call home. So they wanna make sure that that is intact as much as possible. And most people that make all the money in America are Jewish people. So you're gonna protect your interest.
To the fault of others, where this could lead to the last World War II, like World War II, over 60 million people lost their life. Do you see even more?
No,
Is
I
this
mean, war is war, man. You're gonna have casualties. It's gonna be casualties of that shit.
no? But I'm saying, do you see even more now? Like even more people losing their life, or do you feel like we have the technology to handle the war better than we did during that period of time?
I don't even think about the technology. People gonna die. When you got war, people
I
gonna die.
mean, that's life. I mean, people die every day, but I feel like the multiple people that can die from an unnecessary war,
Who says that the war is unnecessary?
who does it benefit?
Shit, everybody that's involved.
But the outsport of that's involved is usually the rich. The people that's not involved are the poor. So
So y'all gonna go out there and fight like good little boys, like we tell y'all to. That's how it works. You ain't in control of this shit. We are. That's how they feel about it. And then what the outcome of
who
this?
going to fight for them? You talking about the military?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
motherfuckers don't join the military because they got money. Like, fuck does that?
I mean, everybody got their own reasons for joining the military.
One nigga that joined the military that got some paper, who family got paper.
Not coming from the military, no. I
No,
mean,
you're not gonna join the military if your family got paper. It's just not gonna happen. Military is for poor people. This is what it
I'm
is.
trying to think. I don't really like.
Yeah.
What's? Let me ask you this, bro. When you say paper, you mean what do you consider paper in this class? Do you
If
consider
you
middle
got some
class?
type of status and money,
Mm,
bro, if you making $100,000, you damn near at the poverty line. I think the poverty line is like 200, 175,000 now. So if you making under that, yeah.
I feel like that depends on what state you live in. I don't feel like you need 175,000 to stay in Montana, North Dakota. Like, I'm just being honest. But so I mean, if you're speaking on like,
Go tell a motherfucker that stay in Montana or North Dakota that. And see what they say.
I mean, I would have to see what their cost of living is. I can't. I don't know if their cost of living is. I don't. I know their cost of living ain't the same as L.A. or New York or Chicago. I
No,
don't even believe it's the same as Atlanta.
listen, listen. It don't matter what the cost of living is. In this country, if you making under $175,000 or 150,000,
But to probably, but I'm saying to who?
poor. You're considered poor.
Consider to who? But I mean to
What do you
who?
mean
Like
considered who?
because like 175K, bro, 80K might be good to somebody if you know how to balance, know how to be financially, you're financially literate with your money, and you know how to bun and balance your money. So everybody don't need a certain amount of.
Bro, in America, we live off of credit, bro.
Not everybody live off.
Everybody lives off of credit, bro. Even rich motherfuckers will tell you this. This ain't no.
Not
How much
everybody
credit
live off
you get,
credit, bro.
bro? Everybody. If you're not living off credit in America, you're an idiot.
Why do
Nobody.
you feel like that? Explain that then. Why do you feel like?
Why do I feel like that?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just asking a question.
Why do I feel like everybody live off credit?
No. Why if you're not using credit? Some people might not know why.
Because if you're not using credit, why would you spend your money?
But you have to also explain that you got to pay that shit back.
Yeah, I mean, but why would you use your money though? Think about everybody that own the house. Don't nobody. If you don't own nothing with a allodial title, you don't own shit. No matter.
That's true.
You don't got a allodial title, you don't own it.
But just like
if you pay off the mortgage, you still don't own it.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you get the land, I mean, you still got to pay property taxes in America. So it's like
if you have an allodial title, or if you put a cemetery on your land, you don't have to do that. But yeah.
I mean, Trump did that shit.
You got to know the loophole. So if you're not living off credit in this country, you're an idiot.
I mean,
everybody lives off credit, bro. This is what it is.
Some people can't afford that, bro. If you living off credit, you think everybody on Section 8 living off credit?
I said if you aren't living off credit, you're an idiot.
You said everybody's living on credit too. That's what I'm asking.
If you own a house, you living off of credit.
I'm not speaking on it.
If you own a car, if you are financing,
I
live off credit.
So we're talking about two different classes then of people.
We're just talking about regular people in America.
You said people that in Section 8 don't own no house, so that's what I'm saying. We talking about two different classes of people. People that own a house and people that's in Section 8 are living two different lives.
Bro.
That's just facts though, bro.
But yeah, they not living off credit. And guess what they doing? Living off the government. Which is also stupid.
I mean, I agree.
So agree. Living off of credit or you're not. Simple.
Yeah, but you have to say, I feel like, but it's you saying it's simple, but it's not, because we don't get taught credit. I mean, we don't get taught how credit is worked, how to use credit, how to look at credit as
emotional problems. You don't get taught how to do proper math. You don't, like, it's a lot of shit you don't get taught. It's up to you to goddamn fix it. So if
that's understandable, but how long? Let me ask you this: how long did it take for you to understand credit?
How long did it take me to understand it?
Yeah,
it ain't take too long. You just sit down and study it.
What age?
Probably when I was about 23, 24, when I moved out on my own and started.
Exactly. Oh, think about how far along you would have been if you learned that probably around 16, 17, 18.
Yeah, but you can't dwell on what you know.
You can't dwell on it, but I'm saying in the facts of life, if we speak in facts, you getting a late start is still a problem. And I'm just speaking on facts. What do you mean, how?
How is that a problem?
So, okay, then.
Because look,
hold on. You asked me how it's a problem.
You can't think about hypotheticals and shit. Like,
you asked me a question.
It happened. It couldn't happen. If your mama don't know nothing about credit, your dad don't know nothing about credit, your folks fucked up their credit, like they don't know nothing about credit. Of course, you're not gonna know nothing about credit. You can't think about.
I mean, that's okay. But you asked me why is that a fuck up? Like, why is it wrong to learn late? Because I'm saying if you learn it late, right? Just like, all right, I didn't know with car insurance, right? Certain color cars, when you're younger as a black male, I'm just speaking as a black male. I don't know how other males is, how they do on their insurance. I can't speak on that. But your insurance is way higher. Like, so if you get a red car and you're under 25, your insurance is higher. So it's just certain shit that I didn't even know until I got older that I probably should know. And you saying it's not, I'm just saying it's not our parents' fault if they didn't know. But we can't say the information wasn't out there. They just didn't have the resources or people around them that knew about it.
The information is out there. Your parent probably just didn't feel like you needed to know that information. But I knew that.
I mean, I don't see why a parent would feel like you don't need to know that situation. What if you wanted a fucking red car?
That's on you, bro. You just got to deal with what comes with that.
That don't make it right though, bro. You make it seem you saying it's simple, but that's the law. That's the problem right there. It shouldn't be like that. It's something has to stop. Like it gotta be preached more. It gotta be taught more or something. Because at the same time, we had the same mindset. It's just simple. It's never gonna be taught down.
Listen,
Like somebody gotta break the curse.
no, it ain't even about breaking no curse. It's about
Then what is it, bro?
you
How
don't it's no way you can go back in time and change anything. So
breaking a curse mean breaking, setting the next generation up. Like breaking a like not giving them like not doing the same shit, repeating the same.
who says that if you tell them this information, they gonna even give a damn about it?
That's on them. That's their choice. That's their decision of life.
So that's what I'm saying.
But
Like,
it's better. It's
somebody
better.
trying to sit me down and talk to me about credit at 16, 17 years old. I don't want to hear that shit.
That's who fault it's gonna be then. Because at the end of the day, you gotta understand you.
But
This is
that's what I'm
life
trying
we gotta
to make
live.
my point.
What,
Like,
what point are you making?
my point is, if it don't matter if you know it or not. It's when you do know it. That's when you're supposed to use it. That's my point.
Because it does matter. You wanna know why? Because if you say it does matter, bro. Because if you go out in this world at 18 and make dumb mistakes, you gonna set yourself back trying to make up for what you did when you was younger. That's just life, bro. You can't.
Right. It's life, bro. Yeah,
No, it's life. But if you know the information, I'm pretty sure you will do better.
man, I mean, niggas I know they ain't supposed to do certain
That's
shit.
your niggas. I don't. Everybody as your niggas that know.
No, I'm not saying I didn't say my niggas. I said, do you know how many niggas that out here that know that they're not supposed to do certain shit and they still do it? So that like what
That's
you
we not. I'm not talking about. And I'm not even speaking on them. And this ain't even about them. This is just about speaking to a new. Like this is about teaching a new generation. So
well,
it's like,
look, listen. I'm gonna tell you. It don't matter how much you try to teach young people. If they don't give a damn about it, they're not going to learn it until it crosses their table.
yeah, but you got it. That don't mean you give up and you don't start feeding it.
So you don't you might run across a young nigga that actually care about credit. But what I'm saying right now is,
Even if you don't, you like how much shit that if I didn't have the people like my coach Lewis, like Coach Rollo, if I didn't have certain people around me that didn't give up on me, I don't know where I'd be. And they repeatedly said certain shit to me that yes, when I finally clicked and got it, I remembered it. But if they didn't stay up on me and have me like even giving me the information, I don't know if I heard this shit from somebody else how I would have took it. I rather got it from them or get it from them or get it earlier than get something late and have the opportunity. Like if I knew the shit that I would have got, like if I knew about college, about all the student loans and how that shit would affect me, I probably wouldn't have went to college. But I didn't even have, that wasn't the mindset. It was always go to college. So I can't say what I would have thought or what my mindset would have been if somebody would have been on me about certain things or what I taught. Just like now, when I'm on my kids about certain things, I've been teaching them about certain things. So now they ask. Even when I hit you, I was like, my daughter, I ain't gonna lie. When I was my kids' age, bro, I didn't care about 9/11. I didn't care about wars. I didn't care about none of that shit. But my daughter to call me and ask me about World War III, that kind of meant something to me. Because you actually are paying attention a lot more than I was. You feel me? So I feel like if you do start it off young, it will catch on faster than if you try to catch them when they're at your older age.
this is what I'm trying to tell you. If you are young and you don't give a damn about it, you're not gonna catch on. It don't matter how much somebody try to put it in your head, you're not gonna give a damn until it's looking you in your face.
I agree with that, boy. I ain't disagree.
So that's what I'm telling you. Like it don't matter how much you can sit there till you blow in your face and be like, "Hey, son, I want you to box." And he like, "Man, I don't want to fucking box. I want to play basketball." You can keep telling him, "Nah, man, you need to box. You need to box. I think you're good at it." I think if he don't,
I gotta
he ain't gonna do
you got some parents that force their kids to do certain things. Joe Jackson forced Michael to sing after a while when he wanted to quit. He didn't let them quit. Serena, I'm pretty sure
that's not necessarily true though.
You what? That he didn't let them quit?
No, that's you saying he forced them to sing. He didn't force them to do anything. Michael had older brothers. He wanted to do what his older brothers.
No. I'm saying when he wanted to quit, he wouldn't let them quit. Is the point I'm
Just
saying
because
that.
you want to quit don't mean that you probably hell. You know how many times I wanted to quit playing football or quit doing something. Yeah, that don't mean that I didn't want to do it anymore. I just wanted to quit at that time. What I'm saying is, if you try to force somebody into something that they don't care about, it's gonna be some resentment there. It's just what it is.
I mean, I agree to disagree with that, bro. Because I don't resent
I'm
people
not
that stayed
saying
on me.
window, bro. I'm not talking about something I don't know. This
And
is this is
I
a
can't
fact.
agree, man, because I can't agree because I don't resent none of the people that stayed on top of me, is what I'm telling you.
Did you want to do it or not? That's what I'm saying. If you wanted to do it, it don't matter if you wanted to quit.
Let me tell you something. All right, because you always bringing this shit out of me. Sometimes, bro, you could want to do something, but your environment that you're in, you're running away from the person that you could always be. People might see something in you, but you're running away from that person because you don't see yourself becoming that person. You get where I'm going? You understand me,
No, you gotta elaborate with me because I'm lost.
bro? You trying to make it seem like it could be resentment, and so you're gonna resent somebody if they're trying to stay on top of you about some shit. I don't think Serena and Venus resent their father for staying on top of them on playing.
Bro, they wanted to play tennis though. It ain't like they
It
did.
gets to a point, okay, but you get tired. People quit. It's some people like Floyd. Floyd didn't want to box for a certain period of time. Like it's just certain times when your parents take you to a lick. Roy said it too. Like you resent your parents for staying on top of you for being too hard on you for certain shit. But when you actually have somebody that actually care about you and take the time just to throw you game or throw you being on top of somebody or telling them about credit ain't being on top of them, bro. That's giving out game and knowledge, what you speak on all the time about what we should do with the younger youth.
What I'm saying is
So
if
I'm lost
you are
on.
trying to tell somebody something that they have no idea, they don't give two fucks about, that it's not in their world at this moment in time, they're not gonna care at the
Yeah,
time.
because they don't have to handle that situation at that moment in time. They don't have to deal with credit and stuff. But when they get 18, they do have to deal with it. Like my
No,
mom
you
got credit.
don't. If you go to college, you ain't gotta deal with no damn credit.
You setting them up for bad. Good credit,
I'm
bad credit is
not saying you
better
set
than good.
somebody up.
Bad credit is better than no credit.
What I'm saying is you're not forcing you're not forcing shit down somebody's throat. When somebody this why you don't bother
That's
people.
not forcing somebody, bro.
It is you just trying to throw like, baby, I'm dropping game on you. If they not listening, they don't care. So it's you just
That
wasting
don't
your
mean you
breath.
give up and you just stop.
Man, you wasting your breath. When they decide to come around and talk to you about, oh damn, hey, I need a credit card. All right, now let's pick it up this information because now
But that
you
might be you though, bro. Like everybody has their own situation, dog. Like everybody
bro.
can't do everything.
If you do not care about what is currently happening right then and there, somebody can be trying to talk to you about anything. If you don't give a damn about it, it it's gonna go in one ear and out the other until you're facing it, until it's right there in your face.
But that don't mean you. But that don't mean you get up telling them or you stop, bro. No, that might be how you feel, and that might be how you handle things. But I don't believe that's how you do things
That is
because
how I do things. I ain't finna keep talking to a motherfucker that don't care about what I'm saying.
well, everybody have a different person, bro. Purpose, bro.
I mean, you can keep doing it, but when they come around and hey, shit, what's this about? Then you give them the information.
What up, Nate? I see you, bro.
You don't need to you don't need to goddamn keep trying to force something down. That's like the old man sitting on the corner, like, hey man, we gotta stop killing each other. Da, da, da. The niggas in the street don't want to hear that shit. They don't care until they get to a point like, damn, I got kids out here, but hey man, how you do X, Y, and Z? It's just what it is, bro. Simple mathematics.
When you watch the movie Malcolm, when you watch the movie Malcolm X, that dude that saved Malcolm X in prison, did he stop when Malcolm didn't want to hear none of the shit he was talking about?
Bro.
I'm asking a question.
First of all, listen. I don't even want to get into that shit because we don't even know if none of that shit is true. Now you can do your research on uh, uh, Alex Haley and
I'm just
you
asking a
can't get out
question.
the
I don't
information.
care
We
if
don't
it's
know
true.
that. We don't know if Malcolm X was taking it like that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So we can't even reference that. That's just something in a movie. We don't know if that was his real ideology at the time because he didn't tell us that's what happened. And the man that wrote the book is a thief. It's been proven in court. So
But
just saying, brother. The man who wrote the book is a thief.
that's fine and dandy. I just don't feel like you give up on people just because they don't hear you.
And yeah, I ain't say give up on them. I said just stop talking to them because there ain't no reason to talk to them about some shit that they don't care
Ain't
about.
you the same person that always telling me that I give up on people or I paralyze people too fast? So, like, what are you saying? Like, you just saying, so you just say,
What the
if
hell
they,
did I do
if
with
they
you?
don't want to hear it, if they don't want to hear none of the shit you saying, like, and I could get what you're saying. It's certain shit, certain situations, certain categories that when you talking to somebody, they might not want to hear. But I just don't feel like if I'm talking about if I'm giving game to my younger kids at a younger age, I feel like you could get the youth younger is what I'm saying. If you know if you teaching them at a younger age than when you trying to teach them at an older age, bro. And you just said you don't the older cat on the street be talking to the young heads on the block. Them niggas are older. They gone by now. Their mindset is set. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you started at a young age. These could be your kids, and you're teaching them about credit. Shit, if I'm teaching them about real estate, that's gonna be a different. They're gonna when they get older, their mindset gonna be different on how they look at shit and how they go into life.
Bro, try to talk to a kid about some shit that they don't care about and see what happens.
I got 3 of them. I talk to them every day, fam.
And if they don't care, that shit gonna go in one ear and out the other.
I mean, if that's how you feel, I had to deal with
I'm
them.
telling you what's these are
You got
facts, how I feel. I'm
yo,
telling you what happens.
you deal with kids at the gym. I deal with these little niggas every day. If
I
they don't
do
want to hear
kids.
something, that don't. I'm
Look,
not gonna stop telling them.
listen, bro. I've been dealing with kids, working with kids
You're dealing
forever. I'm telling you, bro. This
exactly, but you talking okay, but you talking exactly. You've been dealing with kids, and I have too. Since I've been out the womb, mama had a daycare. All I seen is kids on my. All I've been around is kids. All I so you're not saying nothing new to nobody. Like I'm trying. Like what I'm saying is this, bro. Every kid is different too. Like you said, every kid is gonna catch on different. Let me ask you this then.
if they want to hear it, if they want to hear it, then yeah, you can give them the information. But if they don't want to hear it, bro, you wasting your time.
I don't
Until
feel like you're wasting your time, dog.
you wasting your time.
I don't feel like everybody got their own purpose of life, bro. Sometimes the message, even if they don't hear the message right then and there, bro, it don't mean that it won't click. It might, like you said, click when they wanted to click. But if they never heard the fucking message at the beginning, and if they didn't hear it, I'd rather them hear it at the beginning than hear something later on in their later like when they get older. Like when you say you was 20, 23 when you figured find it out. I'd rather them learn it at 13 or 14. That's just my opinion. They might not take grab to it. I don't expect them to take grab to it. They wouldn't understand it right here, then and there, because they don't have to deal with them problems right now. But I don't want to set them off and put them in this world and then be trying to throw all this shit on them back right then and there. And then it's like, damn, why you didn't prepare me for this? This is what you're supposed to be preparing me for. Life. How to be an adult. I mean, how to get ready to be an adult. So if I'm not telling you about credit, if I'm not telling you about like you were just talking about what you want to do, bro. You want to get your own land and build your own house on it. And I didn't learn that shit until I was in my 30s, bro. That's something I would have loved to learn. I would have loved to learn. I probably might not would have listened, but a lot of shit that I heard back then when I was younger, I remember. And I might be making your point when you said it might not click, but
I ain't
time
even
out.
saying. Long as you
But
realize
But
it, my point.
it
That's all
wasn't
I.
that
That's all I've been saying.
nobody stayed. No, but what I'm saying, it wasn't what I'm telling you. It don't. It. I appreciate the people that stay on top of me. It's the only point I'm making. That's the only point I'm making. Is they stayed on top and they kept putting the same information, even when I fucked up. And it seemed like I wasn't listening or I wasn't. They still stayed on top of me. I heard the same shit over and over and over. If I don't know where I'd be if they gave up on me. I think giving up. I deal with abandonment too bad, dog. I don't like people just that give up. That's just me. Like I can't deal with that because I know that a lot of times if you not listening, you might not be paying attention because you might not be going through what I'm going through right now. You not understand what's gonna be ahead of you in the future. So I praise the people that stayed on top of me, bro, and gave me the information even when I didn't want to hear. And that's just being real. But back to the war, bro. How do you? Cause I don't know how we got off the subject of the fucking war anyway, bro. But this is your thing. I wanted to ask you about the they sent out 3 nukes yesterday to Iran. How long do you feel that it'll take for them to if they're going to retaliate? How long do you think it'll take for them to retaliate?
Man, ain't nobody trying to come and fight America with no bombs and shit.
I know they said I've been hearing over the last I seen some videos. I don't know how long it's been, but they've always said that Iran was so close or like these men so many days or weeks away from making a nuclear bomb and shit, but it never happened. I don't.
Folks got no damn nuclear bomb.
I don't. I don't. I didn't even know they was doing it like that over there in Iran. You know what I mean?
I don't think they got no nuclear bomb. That's just a way to go over there and try to take them folks shit.
So you just feel like they trying to conquer Iran and just take over their resources?
Well, there got to be something over there that they got that they want. That's the name of the game. You never know what they over there for. That's the name of the game. You know, everybody thought weapons of mass destruction. What the fuck is a weapon of mass destruction? A bazooka?
So let me ask you this: if they got something right, why not make a deal with them like you made with China and Russia?
Because they don't like us, or they don't like America.
Nigga,
nobody likes America, bro.
But,
America,
but China and Russia don't like us either. So what's the difference?
No, Russia ain't got no problem with us.
Since when?
They
now?
But Putin and what's ain't good friends, man. What are you talking about? Russia ain't got no problem with us. They don't. China may, but Russia ain't got no damn problem with us.
So why?
They might have different political ideologies, but there ain't nobody really got no problems. To be honest with you, like, and nobody's gonna.
What do you feel like? Let me ask you this then. Let's switch. I'll switch it like this then. What do you think the media is misleading the people on?
The media misleads you on it. If you watching media, boy, you all the way fucked up. I'm telling y'all, I've been telling y'all this shit's playing. Shit's been playing for the last 20 years. They didn't have this war on the docket for the last 20 years. It's been playing. It's all written, man. It is what it is. I don't know how else. If you read the book Beheld, the Pale Horse, they lay everything out for you right there. How they gonna do it? It's already planned. Like I said the other day, Donald Trump he's making moves of a man that don't see himself being around for a long time.
So you think he's gonna get killed from this?
Yeah, he's not gonna make it out of the presidency.
Where would that lead us if the president get killed?
It leaves America imploding from the inside out.
Would that be the start of the Civil War, or?
I don't even know it's gonna be a civil war. Civil war, you gotta have two.
Because I remember you were talking about a civil war. Let me ask you this: did you think a civil war would start before the war or World War?
No, the civil war is gonna start when the president died.
Nate said, "Yikes, you don't see him surviving this turn."
No, fuck no. Look how he moving.
He said, "Look how you move," but he always move like that though, bro.
Nah, look. The brother did so much shit in the 100 days, more than any other president. He's moving. He has the mannerisms and the movements of a man who knows that he's not gonna be around a long time. This is what it is, bro.
You think?
That's what I do. I just look at and monitor behavior. I shouldn't be saying that, but I just monitor behavior, man.
I don't know. I mean, to me, and it's crazy because I feel like you see so many Trump supporters, and he went against everything that people supported him on. It's like, what is his end goal in this? Just to set his family up?
Oh,
Because now I see
I know once he died, this shit gonna come to an end. America, as we know it, is gonna be different.
What do you see America becoming?
Oh, there's gonna be some bullshit out here. You better learn how to fish. You better learn how to grow your own food. Oh, it's gonna get bad. Trust me.
You believe the food it's gonna be a food shortage? And
Nah, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I just know it's gonna get bad. I don't know the particulars. I just know I know what I'm looking at. I can see.
Let me ask you this: could it be as bad as the Great Depression or 08?
08? Wasn't shit wrong in 08?
Shit was bad in 08, bro.
Man, wasn't nothing going on in 08. Nobody got them starving in 08. They was just talking about a recession. Oh, it's a recession. It's a recession.
That's still bad in certain people's eyes, dog. I mean,
nigga, depression is fucking bad. Motherfuckers eating out of soup kitchens. Shit, that's bad.
niggas survived that. Our family survived that for us to be here. So,
man, that's because you was on most motherfuckers was on the farms and shit like that. We talking about motherfuckers who got money. That's what we talking about. If you live in a city or something like that, if you on the farm, you're gonna be all right. Why wouldn't you be? It don't take much money to live on the farm, bro. Being honest, man, like it don't.
I can't. I mean, I don't know what the motherfuckers. But I can't speak on my family, so I don't know.
It don't take much money to live on the farm, bro. Yeah, you
I believe. I mean, on my mom's side, I know they was on the farm, but
that's what I'm saying. Nigga, 1932, nigga. That come on, man.
I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know them like that, so I don't know what they had going on, but they survived it. So I would love to know how they survived it, what they had to do to survive it, what their mindset was. What I would like to know, shit, Nate, how is people feeling? Where are their mindset with this, especially as being adults, being the first time being adults going through something like this? How would shit, how's your mental?
It's the same environment that happened right after 9/11 shit. It's the same ideology, the same thought process, same talking points. Look at it. Go back and watch the news coverage from back then, 2001, 2002, 2003. Go back and watch the news coverage. It's the same shit.
You know, when I was watching the Sniper, and he was talking about how in LA with the protesters and stuff that they've been doing, how they make it seem like the news make it seem like, that's why I don't really watch the news, because it makes it seem like they was destroying the whole LA when it was only a little parts of it. And it's like you really now it's like I don't know what really be going on, because with the news they're gonna show a certain part and blow it up to make it bigger than what everything else is going on around.
Confucius said, "He who controls images controls the mind." So if you sitting around thinking that LA is just, I got people that live in LA. I got homies that live in LA. Hey, what's going on out there in Cali, man? Them folks down there just tearing up the street. That's it. It ain't. That's what I'm saying. Like the media have you thinking a whole bunch of shit that's happening that's not happening. And then a lot of that shit be fake. Hollywood, come on, man. It's LA. It's Hollywood. You can make shit look a lot different than it. Come on. You seen what they do in them news stations? They put the green screen behind you.
That's real.
Like, bro, let's just pay attention. Like, actually pay attention. They said it was a riot going on downtown in Huntsville when all the Black Lives Matter shit was going on. Bro, I rode through there, bro. Like 20 people outside. Come on. One motherfucker got shot with a rubber bullet.
So that's why I say, man, you can't really.
That make it seem like chaos going on in the street. Like, man, ain't shit going on. It's a few people down here protesting, being stupid. I ain't going out. I'm not protesting for shit. What we protesting for?
Do you believe in protesting?
No. Why?
You don't believe that it makes change, or it helps?
What's changed? What's changed since the 60s? No, fuck that. What's changed since 92?
Since the Rodney King riot.
You had a camera. You seen a nigga get his ass whooped. What's changed? I'm asking that's a serious question here. It was a camera, police whooping a nigga ass. What has changed?
I don't know, bro.
You ain't got to answer. It's self-explanatory. Look, bro, when people look at, like, if you look at shit how I look at it, like, people want to be outraged about something. Let me tell you something. Me and my homie was talking the other day. He said, bro, I was up late night about 2-3 o'clock in the morning watching police videos. This is words out of his mouth. I'm quoting him. He said, man, some of that shit I watched, them people brought that shit up on themselves.
Talking about the criminal?
No, not the motherfucker that's just getting arrested. They
talking about for protesting?
No, just you getting arrested.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Criminal. They brought
that shit on themselves. Bring it on yourself. Man, ask you for the license. I ain't give you my motherfucking license. Da, da, da. Why we gotta go through all of that, bro? You don't fight court cases on the street, bro. Fight them in the courtroom. Why you gonna go through all of that?
Now, I'll go back to your point earlier. Now, that is a situation I kind of don't be wanting to even get in an argument with, or I won't talk to nobody older about unless they really come to me, because niggas don't want to go to the court cases and fight shit. They won't even go take their baby mama to court. So, like, niggas don't like the courtroom, which I get. I don't like the courtroom either. But you gotta, like, if you gonna, like, I feel like niggas gotta start educating themselves on certain stuff if you're gonna be involved in it. And understand what everything comes with it, and you gotta understand not also, like, just because you got a lawyer, you can't even, that don't mean you shouldn't educate yourself on the law too. And understand what's the laws in your state, because every state is different. And then, like, bro, just certain stuff don't even be called for. Like, I do agree with you on that. Like, certain stuff don't be called for. Like, if a police asks you for your license, insurance, or whatever, man, everybody got a job to do, bro. You can't fault that man for doing his job. At the same time, it was a reason for him to pull you over. Now, I ain't vouching for every policeman, because I know every policeman don't do their job correctly. But for the ones that do, I will say it ain't. I mean, I ain't finna trip on a nigga for doing his job. Like, I don't know.
This is the thing, though. What I'm saying is this. I said this shit last time we were. You can't. This is as simple as this. If you driving a car and you doing 100 miles per hour, bro, if you get a ticket, you can't complain about you getting a ticket. You got a ticket. Can't complain about that.
We talking about Shador?
No, I'm just talking about in general. Like I say, this thing we call life is a game. And when you decide to play the game, you can't complain about the rules of the game that you decide to play.
That's true.
So it is what if you're a police officer and you fuck around and shoot somebody. It, I mean, you can't like, oh well, no, you shot a man and people are outraged and you might fuck around and go to jail for it if it's unjustified. You can't complain about the rules, bro. It don't matter what game you decide to play in this thing called life. You can't complain about the rules to it. Now you can, but I mean,
It
what?
won't be justified. I mean, it won't be beneficial to it. I mean, that's what I be telling niggas. Like, you can't complain about certain things when you gonna put yourself in that predicament.
No, not certain things. You can't complain about the rules that you signed up for. If I decide to go out here and be a criminal and break into people's house and I get caught
You
by
put yourself in that predicament.
they beat the hell out of me, hey, look, my guy, this is what it is. My uncle them told me a long time ago, when you decided to start doing this shit, you get in contact with the police, they either gonna fuck you up or kill you. Or you going to jail. You can't complain about that, bro. You being a criminal. So don't complain about the game, the rules of the game that you decide to play. It is what it is.
Do you think people get mad at the rules because they know that the same people that locking us up are the same people that's playing the game?
No, they just. But look, and vice versa though. A police officer, you taking on the game too.
I mean,
You taking on the game too. Every bullet that come out that gun is attached to a lawsuit. So you taking on the game too.
well,
Judge, you take on the game too. It don't matter. DA, you playing a game, bro. You can't get mad about the rules that you decided to play in. It don't matter what in this thing called life. It don't matter what game you decide to play in life. You can't complain about the rules. And there are specific rules to this shit. To anything that you do, there are specific rules. I don't know who made them. It's just what it is.
but that's the thing I think people get mad about is the motherfuckers who, I mean, you can't, and you can get mad at it, but you get mad at certain people that use the rules, like Trump, right? A 30, what, how many felons he had? 34, 33, 34 felons. Got off and still was able to be president, but you got a felon that is not even, that can get out right now and it's hard for him to find a job.
That's not necessarily true. They don't even really judge niggas off of finding if you're a felon or not no more. Now they do judge you off of what you did to catch that felon. They judge you off of that. But as far as you having a felony, nobody gives a fuck about that no more. They don't care. Hell, they can barely find people to work. So if you're just willing to work, they'll hire you. But that's all I'm saying, bro. And once people start living like people live
What
by that,
jobs are we talking about? Because I don't want, like, it's just, I feel like it's certain jobs that's gonna hire you.
any kind of job, bro. If you got nigga, you can go work at a college with a felon. I had a college professor who had life. He was locked up for life.
I'm not disagreeing with that because I didn't see certain felons. I mean,
The felon can you know the information? Can you teach it? All right, come on. As long as you got the degree and whatever, I don't care. Now, if you sex offender and shit, there ain't nobody finna hire you at no high school. No, you know what I'm saying? But you know, stuff like that, I don't care, bro. It is what it is.
I still say it's like this, bro. The rules is different for everybody.
It's not, bro.
You can keep saying that shit. But I don't know what world you're living in, but I you can't say the rules is the same for a Jewish man and a black man.
Let a Jewish man go touch on a kid and see what happens.
So what about all these Catholic people that was doing it for that long? Like, what are we talking about?
What you mean? What are you talking about? You see
the
Catholic churches no anymore? Other than Catholic people?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Exactly.
But it's not to say that's not happening. I don't know. Like,
hey, look, if you are touching kids and shit, bro, yeah, I'm telling you, you're not gonna get a job. Your only job you're gonna be able to work is fast food, my boy. That's it. You got something to do with any kind of rape or touching kids, it's over with for you. Tell you, I done seen it. I done worked with the worst of the worst. I seen motherfucker that killed 2 people out on parole. He got a job faster than motherfucker touching kids. I'm telling you. It's just what it is, bro.
Let me ask you this, bro. Do you see?
And the dude who killed 2 people was black.
Let me ask you this. You said something about you said something about it only being one. I guess one government or one president in power. Who do you see being there?
What you mean?
Then you say earlier about hold on. I agree with I agree. A former classmate I know has a level 1 and their job limited to warehouses and fast food.
Tell you, bro. Do some freaky shit. Your ass ain't get no job nowhere. Unless you want to start your own business or something.
I mean, cause they're limited anyway. Cause you only could be around. I think in certain predicaments, like you have to. Well, I know as a sex offender, you have to sign as a sex offender wherever you stay, like wherever you're living at, and you can't be around schools and churches if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, all kind of shit. Can't live in parks. All kind of
Yeah, so they have a lot of restrictions on
I'm
them.
telling you, bro.
A
I done
lot.
seen it happen. I'm telling you, I had a motherfucker on my caseload, killed 2 people. Got a job way before the nigga just. And
They got a lot of
he
restrictions.
wasn't even touching no kids. He was just watching kiddie porn.
Let me ask you something, bro. I hate that we getting off the subject, but I gotta ask you this: when you're dealing with people mentally that's like that, how do you dissect what gets them to that point?
Childhood trauma.
Can't be within 1,000 feet of any of that stuff that children would be at. Yeah, that's what I thought. What you were saying, bro?
Trauma. Childhood trauma. Anytime somebody is touching on a kid, you trace it back to their childhood.
Does that
People just don't know no better though. They think it's a rite of passage.
touching kids?
You'd be surprised.
No, I don't know what I read, bro. It was something that I read, and people might think I'm trying to be right. I ain't being racist. I'm just being honest. But it was where white men's we used to like I don't even want to get banned enough for saying the wrong shit, but they used to have sex with little boys and stuff, and it was like a I don't know what type of mental it was like where it's like it was a sign of power domination, or it's like they was not even that they was like starting them young trying to train them.
That's a Roman. That's a Roman practice.
So you know what I'm talking about then.
Yeah, that's a Roman Catholic practice. That's why they do that.
But what I don't know, bro. I don't get.
But look, this is the thing though. I'm not saying that it's right because
No, I know you're not saying that. I'm just trying to figure out where.
that's a part of culture though. That's a part of their culture. So if that's in their culture,
You know, I think I said that to a female.
we look down upon it. But if that's in your culture, see in America, America tell you like you got the freedom to practice whatever religion you want to practice, but you know it's still laws that govern this land too. So if that's part of your culture, it's part of your culture. Some people, you know, and in Germany, they let their kids drink beer. It's part
Yeah,
of their culture.
yeah.
You see what I'm
But
saying?
see,
They walk around naked at beaches. It's part of their culture. Kids and all.
so are you saying it's part of the Catholic culture or the Jewish
No, I'm just saying, what you talking about?
as far as the molesting boys part?
Oh, that's Roman culture. That's in your history book. They used to
Man, I told you a million
rape them,
times I
used to
just started
take
reading
them
up
out in the woods and have sex, fornicate with little boys. Yeah, they used to do that. That's in their history. That's in their history book. I'm just repeating what's in the history.
Nah, I know that's what I remember reading. It's just when I think of you people that still like you got people I know people that's Catholic, and I'm like, how do y'all go? I don't even want to get on that shit, man.
I'm just saying it's culture, bro. It ain't that.
I understand that.
Certain stuff being culture is. I mean, it's gonna be frowned upon in some cases.
Because you know why I say I got a problem with that is because the same people that this is culture with, like we say culture, and they and it's people that know these people that do this and stuff. When in our culture, when that shit come out, boy, they get bad.
But I mean,
And
but
it's wrong. But I'm just like,
in Asian cultures, bro, the women can't go upstairs. They're never supposed to be over the man. So if they live in the house, you can't go upstairs. And the women are not supposed to look men in the eyes in the Asian culture.
yeah, I've heard that one. I definitely
So
heard that one.
you see
Damn,
what
they
I'm
can't
saying?
upstairs.
That's
I know
their
they have
culture.
strict rule though.
But that's their culture. You
And
can't.
I just heard they lifting that ban of they only can have 1 to 2 kids, either the Asian or Chinese. But like I remember they had a ban where they only could have 1 or 2 kids.
Yeah, that was
But
long.
I didn't know they stopped it. I didn't know when they stopped it. But
But that's in China though. But that's what I'm saying. So you gotta think like when you dealing with different cultures and stuff, some like in these little small little predominantly white towns,
mhm.
their culture is to, you know,
Kill black people.
I mean that not now, but back in the day. But what I'm saying is their culture is some people's family culture be fucked up sometimes. Like some people family culture be,
Nah, that's real.
you molest the little girls and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like some people got that type of family culture.
Yeah. And but let me ask you this then.
I'm just
No, 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 no,
telling
no.
you what I've.
Molesting kids part is dead wrong and stuff. But then it was got to a point where I'm like, when this shit, it's just so confusing because what I'm thinking is just like, when did it get to a point where, because in certain times, and where they say it's during slavery or whatever, they would do trade offs where you marry a daughter at a young age, or they'll sign off on you marrying their daughter. The man will be 30, 40 years old, and the girl be 14. This mindset was set during that period of time. I guess because the labor law was like kids was working at 7 to 8 years old. So do you think the mindset of how they was trained back then led them to still be stuck in their ways today?
Uh, yeah. Well, not
Yeah.
even to this day, but you got to think people still practice some of that stuff. So if they still practicing it, that's a part of their culture. That's
So
part of
when did it become wrong then in their eyes? Like when did the science become like okay? Because everything changes in the world. Like don't look at me like
Well, I
that.
mean,
I
science
know it's wrong. I'm just asking.
science changed a lot of this shit because once you start understanding kids are impulsive and they don't have they frontal cortex of their brain don't close until they 25, and then science starts to play a role in that. But um I'm not that I agree with it. It ain't something that I get into, but cultural differences is a thing. That's
Because, but
really
let me.
what it is. It
But
really,
do you understand why they was like that though? Not
well,
saying
somebody, but look, this is how this shit start, bro. It's as simple as this. Why do
not
you
saying
go
it's
to church?
right or I'm not saying it's right.
You
I
know what I'm
just
saying? Listen, this is how this shit start. People don't even know why they go to church. They don't know why they. You see
that's
what I'm
real.
saying? They just bring you into the world. Somebody told them. Somebody told you like this thing that black people think. The black people in America think that they come from Africa. Like, bro, it's crazy. Somebody told them perpetuated that information to us, and it's just a recycle of stupid shit. People don't even know why they celebrate Christmas
We'll
or
get.
Easter.
But let me ask you this then.
None of
They'll
that.
say science or history will tell you that everybody came from Africa and they walked like I guess during Kemet they spread it over. So that's why they say we was already here
Hey,
because we crossed over from Africa
I
and
don't
walked.
believe that shit.
What made you like, even if you never believed it, what made you not believe it?
What, that we don't come from Africa?
Not that, yeah. Well, that everybody like they didn't cross over, like they didn't spread over from Africa. Like
I don't believe that the whole that African shit because they found uh, some geologists found the oldest human that they've ever dated in St. Louis, Missouri. So when you get that type of information, it'd be hard for you to go with this shit that these people are telling you.
So let me ask you this. So I know I heard that part too, but then you got a scientist that said they got the oldest pyramids and stuff, or they got
It's not true.
So how do you determine what's true or not then when it comes to this? Because it's all you even with science, it's still a person that's working a human working behind it to give us this information.
Yeah, but then you got to look at, all right, what are they doing this research for, and then who is giving you this information? See, I just got off the phone. So my cousin didn't believe me at first, but I just got off the phone with my grandma. My grandma said, no bullshit. My grandma told me this probably about 15 years ago. She was like, no, my granddaddy had slaves on his farm. Her granddaddy is black as a motherfucker.
Yeah, black people used to be slaves too.
My,
I mean, black people slaved each other.
That's what I'm saying. So when people are saying,
but
like,
the Europeans learned it from us, so
but look, it ain't even a black. It ain't even this. This is the misconception. People think that it was just slaves over here. Like people just no. It was people living, working, doing regular shit. They went to war. Those tribes went to war. These tribal people were warring with each other, like over land and all kind of shit. So then they would say, "Oh, nah, they put you in a concentration camp." That later on turned into motherfuckers working for free, or you working as an indentured servant trying to pay off your servitude. You see what I'm saying?
So to buy the land back.
Not even to buy the land back, just to get your freedom from being in prison. That's basically what it was. So niggas is like, black people be, man, my grandma told me that shit. I started like kind of questioning, like, hold on, what the fuck is going on with this slavery thing then? And then somebody brought up, like, where's the slave ships? You think the motherfuckers just gonna bring people over here and not hold on to that? That don't even make sense. Not even a board or a flag or a sail from a slave ship.
So let me ask you this: what about the slave ships that they took from Africa? I mean, from Africa to the Caribbean and stuff.
That never happened. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And nobody came from Africa over here.
No, they did. They eventually came, but that was later on. That was later on when the ships had engines and shit. That was later on. That's what the whole Titanic and all that shit was about.
So what about the Christopher Columbus ship? Like, even though you saying he didn't come here, this was before, like, this what you talking about was way before Christopher Columbus.
That motherfucker was lost at sea, man.
But he still had a boat, is all I'm saying, bro.
He had a boat, but he was lost at sea.
You don't believe he had
he was on the ocean for years before he ended over here.
I'm saying you don't believe that he had slaves or anything, like they had none of that.
All that shit is false. It's false information. Even the timeline is fucked up.
So what about the people? Let me ask you this: what about people that say their ancestors came and they have documents or stuff that had their ancestors?
Yeah, they probably did come, but that's later on. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, it was people that came from Africa, but that's later on. It was people that came from Puerto Rico and all of that shit, but that's later on though.
You saying that they try to make that situation force as like that's what everything happened. Like,
look up the know nothings. Look up them so-called Native American people today that they talk about. That was them people came way later on.
You talking about the people that they say that
call Native Americans today.
Like when they used to say, okay, like you know how in school like they used to call people Indians and they used to classify them as Indians. Are you saying that they renamed them as Indians to
Yeah, they reclassified.
But they really wasn't. It's almost like they do in Egypt when people feel like they the real Egyptians, but they not type shit.
Yeah, they reclassified those people. They reclassified us.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We was the Indians. Our folks was the Indians, and they reclassified us as African Americans But let me ask you this then.
All this shit documented too. You can go look
Did
it
they did they reclassify us as African American once the people from the Africa start coming over?
Nah, they reclassified us in the
Because
late.
we went from Negro,
No,
black.
you went from Native American to the Negro to colored people,
Mm-hmm.
and then once the colored people hit, then they start integrating all the other people that came in here, the motherfuckers that started moving over here. So, and then after colored people, then you went to African American. That term is developed in the 80s, bro.
Yeah.
That's a
Cause I seen my auntie birth certificate. I forgot. I think it either say
it says Negro.
Negro. Yeah, it does.
My mama should say Negro.
Yeah, it does. That
My
shit fucked
grandma
me
should
up.
say Negro. That's what I'm saying. So you went from Native Indian, the indigenous people here, to Negro. That's the jump. And then you went to colored and all that type of shit. So yeah, they just been tricking us along the way, and the timeline fucked up. Nigga, if I just told you my grandma said that her grandma had slaves, her granddad and grandma had slaves, then how close is slavery to, you see what I'm saying? Look at that. That's 2 generations.
So how did your granddad lose that?
That nigga died. He died.
No, it didn't. Well, I mean,
No, they didn't pass on the land or whatever. But then you gotta think, like, when this shit back then though, my grandma had 13 kids. My great grandma, she had 13 children.
Which grandma we talking about? Mama.
Grandma, my mama's grandma, my mama's mama.
Oh,
mama had 13 kids.
No, the one you just talked to, grandmama. Which
Yeah,
grandma?
my mama's mama.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So these folks had slaves on
Damn, for real?
Like, yeah, bro. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
oh, cause when you know somebody, you
said,
like,
nah,
damn, for real?
My mama ain't goddamn. My grandma tell you, she's like, nah, we ain't come from no motherfucker.
I gotta go see grandma.
She just said, I was just on the phone talking about
I gotta go see grandma.
She said, nah, we ain't come from no motherfucking Africa. My great grandma is from.
Oh yeah, nigga, he ain't lying either. They one thing about him, his family, they deep on both sides.
She had 2 kids when
sides.
She had 2 kids when she was about 14, 15. She gave them up for adoption.
My grandma, yeah. You know what's so crazy? My grandma on my dad's side had this, like, I think she might have been. I know I found that out during surgery. That's what. Remember I was saying I finding out shit. I found out my grandmama, my auntie is the oldest, so I found out she had my dad at 14. I'm like, I ain't never know no shit like that. So when you find out shit like this, you like, and then I found out how old my granddad was. That's when I started, like I was telling you back then, I started looking at R. Kelly a little different.
No, it ain't even, but that's what I'm saying, bro. You gotta, like.
I had to, though. I couldn't, because it's the mindset of what they was raised in, what their rules and regulation was taught.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Look, you gotta think about this shit. I'm telling you, my great grandma was 14 when she had 2 kids. My Uncle Lee and Uncle Bob. She had 2 of these motherfuckers. She gave them up for adoption. All right. So later on, not my grandma.
I don't even think I met them.
No, you ain't never met these folks. No, you ain't never met these people. That's on these folks. Well, Uncle Bob just died, but Uncle Bob is my cousin Tangy, the bodybuilding chick.
Mm-hmm.
That's her dad.
Damn.
My mama's first cousin. But they way, like, Uncle Bob is way older than my grandma. You see what I'm saying? So she had them 2. She had Uncle Terry, Bo Cat, my grandma, Jana Mae, Bo Weaver. It's Myra. That's 8 right there. I'm missing some motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And some of these people I ain't even met. They were dead before I even got. Curtis, Willette, that's 10. I'm missing 3.
That's how, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these people, some of these people died. My auntie Myra, she died when I was young.
And you know what's so crazy, bro?
95, something like that.
A lot of people don't even know the history of that, bro. And it's like I wanted to know that. Like I want to know it now, but I wanted to even know it as a kid.
But that's why you gotta talk to the elders, bro. You gotta talk. Like I ain't think about this shit until I started talking to my grandma.
He said every family got a maid in it.
Yeah.
Maid.
May mean too, boy. She shit.
Bro.
Jenna May get on your ass. Bro. But I'm telling you, like, but then look, you gotta even think about this. A lot of I don't know this to be certain.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of those children.
Hold up, bro. Hold up. Nate said that's what I need to do for my family. It's a lot of scandals out there I don't know of. Oh, nigga, once you find it out, you just be like,
but that's what I'm saying. A lot of these children wasn't by the same person either.
Nah, they wouldn't. I had to call my granddaddy out on that, bro. Like I told him, I said, bro, I got aunties and uncle. I don't even know, bro. Like it's just.
My mama got an older brother that passed away in 2012.
She ain't even know.
Yeah, we knew. Not 2002. Yeah, she knew. We went to the funeral.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying. So like when you start, that's why I say, bro, you gotta give people some grace, bro, because you don't know what the fuck these people was going through. 14, 15-year-old kid moving from Philadelphia. Bro, what you supposed to do like with that? Come on, bro.
You're not lying about the farm part, because I do know it was either, I don't know much about them. I do know on my dad's side, his moms, I know either I think they was in either the deep south of Georgia, like out there by Statesboro and shit. And I know they went to Florida. I don't know too much part after that. But I do because you gotta think about it. Remember when you was talking about these tribes, right? I think about that Indian tribe in Florida that had their own little war. You know what I mean? On war and shit. So it's like I wonder and think about what my family was doing that period of time, what they was going through. Cause like you said, I know they had each other early. Like they was early. And it's three of them. Like my great grandma, I know she had 3 kids, but I only know of my grandma. Like I don't really know the other ones and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. So when you look, bro, it's so much crazy shit that probably went on back then. Like it's some stuff that I probably shouldn't even know. My grandma told me not to talk about it, but when she passed away, I'm gonna talk about it anyway. I don't give a damn.
As far as like what, just stuff that went on.
Yeah, because see what you.
Yeah, that's what I learned. That's what I was talking about at the hospital. I've been learning. Like, yeah.
But this is another thing too that people don't realize though. And we got to get out of this shit. We got to get out of it. A lot of people don't like to admit when their mamas are wrong, man. They don't.
That really hits home with you.
A lot of black men do not
really hit you like that topic hit home with you a lot.
Because it's not that it hit home with me. I'm able to do it. I call my mom out when she's doing crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't allow shit to fester, bro. Like a lot of your mamas doing,
because you're not wrong,
has caused some damage somewhere. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people, like I said something about my grandma one time, and my uncles them got mad with me. Man, that's my mama, man. You don't. It's like, all right, bro, but I mean, she didn't do a good job at that point. I'm not saying I don't love my grandma, but I can't say when somebody's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And these niggas taught me right is right, wrong is wrong. So it don't matter if.
I think that's the hypocritical thing that what parents teach us too. It's like you teach us to always tell the truth and stuff like that. Then when we get older, it's certain things that we can't start. Now we can't really tell the truth. We got to be sensitive.
Yeah, you're not supposed to question your mama and all that shit. Nah, hell no. Some stuff my mama did was like, hold on, man, fuck no. You know what I'm saying?
But would that be a time would you give her grace though?
No, no, that's what I'm saying. I've also given her grace for that.
Okay.
So it ain't like I'm just like, man, just bash your mama. But it's a lot of shit that your mom has done that put you in a position that where it's like, damn, you don't know why she doing it. And when you find out, like, okay, I can let her live on that. Like, yeah, but that doesn't negate that the shit was wrong. You get what I'm saying? Like, just because she did it for a specific reason, don't negate that it was wrong.
I mean, okay, let me ask you this then. Do you feel like she had any other options where she could have made another
Man,
decision?
hell yeah, my mama had plenty of options. She could have made.
So
She
what do you
went
think it
with.
was ego?
Nah, she just went with how she felt at the time, which is okay. Like I ain't saying sit around and be mad at your mama or not like that, but you got to be able to correct when it's wrong. And then you got to think a lot of, and this is a big issue too around a lot of black families. There's a lot of women that's in charge.
Man, you know what's so crazy, dog? You say that.
And
I I don't
I,
have
I'm not, and it's not a sexist thing, bro. But it's like it's a lot of women that are in charge of head households right now. So not households, just families. So when you
boy,
put,
you hitting on the nail today, boy.
but you got to understand though, a lot of women don't make logical decisions when it comes to family. They go off of how they feel. So like right now, just my whole family right now,
Yeah.
there ain't no granddaddy around. Or when granddaddy say something, that's the end all be all. You see what I'm saying? And I'm talking about like the patriarch and the matriarchs of family.
I
There ain't
told
a
my
lot of granddaddies around
right.
like.
I called my granny before last time we saw. And I told her, I said, we might not I know why me and him click. Like we not click, me and him go at it. Like we don't he's one of them ones like you was just like you just said, where granddad say something, everybody fall in line.
Yeah.
I'm the motherfucker that don't fall in line.
Well,
So,
so
no,
so you doing right.
but hold up, I wasn't raised under them. So I'm how I was raised. I don't. It's gonna be hard for you. Like we're not gonna get on me, whatever.
Saying like it
But I'm gonna get
you gotta
credit.
get back to that. So that's my like right now, that's my position in as far as family shit. Like my mama called me when decisions need to be made. You see what I'm saying? And because she know I'm gonna look at it like, okay, all right, let's do it like this. Now she still try to, you know, throw her weight around a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's like, nah, we ain't doing that. This
But
how we
every man not like. How many men do you know that's put in that position where they're the head, not only of the family that they have at the house, but it could be the entire like the group, like the
Well,
whole.
but that just comes with, niggas got to understand. Like you got to understand the position that you have. And if you don't understand that, then you do got docile
Cause
niggas.
my granddad is like that. I could say that like when that motherfucker say something, them niggas they fall in line. And
That's it.
I've seen it, and I told him that on the phone. I said I see how you operate, and I seen how they fall in line.
But
And
that's
you know,
you doing,
and I've had a man that I told I said I respect that from like
you doing yourself a disservice when you don't fall in line.
and I think well even if me and him don't see eye to eye, he respected me because of how I am. Because he also told me I didn't have him or my dad around to help me become this. So like you said, you the head of yours, I'm the head of mine, especially and I meant to ask you that because and like you like we always talk, but I know like you always say you don't have kids, so people might feel like you might not understand what it like for people to you might not understand what it's like for somebody to depend on you. But you like you just mentioned, you have a whole family that depends on you, so that's a different type of pressure.
Not even that they depend on me. It's just it's what this shit come with. You know what I'm saying? Like making the right decisions, it come with something, or having to make the right decision, or make a decision at all. It come with something. So anytime something go down, I don't get mad about them having to call me, but it's still like, all right, you got to make the
I have
decision.
my days. I have my days.
Because you got to understand, like at some point in time, when it comes down to it, my mama gonna be gone, my grandma gonna be gone, and somebody gonna have to make the calls for this shit. So who my brothers and sisters gonna rely on? They gonna rely on who they always relied on. Even though my brother out of prison and everything. And I would love for him to just take this spot and do whatever the fuck he want to do with it. But he ain't in the position mentally yet to do that. So whenever shit start happening, they gonna call who they always call.
So you would take a back seat for
Yeah, I
that?
don't give a fuck about this shit. I don't. Hell yeah. If he say, nah, bro, I got it. Go ahead, my nigga. I ain't gonna fight you. I don't care.
I respect that, dog.
Because you gotta understand, see, with us growing up, it was always, look after your next person. So you gotta do that. And then when my brother went to prison and shit, you know, all of that shit that he was doing it fell on me.
They say I'm in the same position. I want to take a back seat, but I'm the trusted one. How do you? Let me ask you this then. How do you feel like you got in that position? Because not,
I told you.
not when I okay. Bro. Let me explain it like this, right? If my auntie called my mom gonna come to me for the answers for the whole family. You know what I mean? Like not just my family that I gotta deal with right here. These group, the whole other side. You feel me? So it's like that's what I mean by how do you prepare for something like that? Because not only are you taking on the task, I'm asking, or I don't know, but are you taking on a task where you're not only the call for your mom and your grandma and your brother and sisters, you might have aunties, cousins, little cousins, stuff like that. That might also depend on you too.
Well, I mean, it's been like that for a long time. So when they call me, if somebody calling me for some information, they only calling me because they know I'm the person gonna give it to you. I don't have no dog in the fight, so I'm gonna lay it out as simple as it can possibly lay it out for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you gotta have people like me around because I'm the motherfucker who's gonna tell you like I don't what they call it, no filter. Like I don't. That's why it's hard for me to like work in certain environments too, because
Man, what?
I'm gonna give you what needs to be said.
You gonna be consistent with it too, and make sure there's no BS.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what need to be said. That's why people keep me around like for friends. So they know like I ain't call CJ. He gonna tell me.
I have that, and
Even
then
if
I have friends that I have to like. I got homies that I know they going through something, so I have to just call them because they'll call me and they'll be like, bro, I think they think that I'm gonna get on them about something, and I had to tell my homie this the other day because I seen him going through something, and I ain't gonna speak on his business, but I told him, bro, it's not my place to judge you when I got my own demons.
nah, I'm judging your ass.
I'm not.
We live in this world. This is reality, bro.
I can't judge you because I got my own demons. I'm speaking on me.
I know
But,
I'm gonna judge your ass. You doing something crazy? I'm. Hey,
well,
boy,
no, it's
that shit does. And I'm gonna talk about you too in your face.
a relationship thing, marriage thing.
Oh,
So I'm not.
judge you. I don't
I,
care.
I'm
And I
not.
expect you to judge me too, because I want it.
Sir, I feel like you could do it with certain people, bro. Some people I can, some people I'm
Well,
not.
if I can't
Not
judge
that,
you, then ain't no need you be
I
around me.
can't. I don't want. No, when I say judge you, I don't want to kick you while you down, or you
Oh
think,
no. Oh yeah, I'm
or
gonna do
you.
that too. But I'm gonna kick you while you down, because I expect you to kick me while I'm down.
I
Yeah,
think it's a certain way with you. If when your brother, I mean,
it's criticism, bro. Constructive though.
everybody don't want to hear it, and I understand with you. You don't give a damn, and then you not gonna. But I've learned I was watching David Banner, and he said, "But to be a guy, you have to be able to teach. You have to be able to teach people to their not to the way they're to the level of their understanding." And I didn't believe that at first because I was like, I ain't finna dumb nothing down for you. You get it or you don't. But I feel like sometimes, man, everybody be going through so much, and they like it's just like a math problem. Something that's easy to me might not be easy to you. So
You got to dumb it down. You just simplify it to the.
gotta have folks around to keep you accountable. Too many yes men is a disaster. I
Hell,
mean, that's why I don't have nobody around.
my homie called me. I'm expecting him to make a joke, just because. I don't care if it's the rawest shit ever. Yeah, he gonna make a joke about it. I don't care.
Everybody handles depression different, bro. Everybody like the
Of
other
course,
time when you was talking, you were telling me about you was like, am I gonna let you sit in that? I would like, would you let me sit in this position if you knew I was drowning or like I was going through a type of depression where you feel like I should get out of? You remember we was just talking about that on the last episode, and you was talking about like if you seen me drinking, coping with my depression, is that a good way to cope? And you was right, like that's not. And I don't know, bro. I get your point and I see it, but I don't like I see the good in people sometimes too, bro. And it's like the feeling that I get, bro. I see it in them. Even when I want to give up on certain people, I feel like I I can't keep doing that because I've done it all my life. Because I have abandonment issues. So it's like certain people I just cut off. And I don't want to get a phone call one day, bro, that I cut somebody off and they was trying to reach me and they was going through something and all they wanted to do was just talk. So sometimes I have to judge myself and really work on myself on how I approach things and how I listen and how I do things because I know sometimes I could be tripping going through my own bullshit.
Well, that's why you don't. That's why you don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. When people be going through their own shit, and then they get a little frustrated with me or whatever. I don't. I don't. I don't take that shit serious.
Nothing wrong with seeing the good in people, but discernment your discernment will let you know when it's time to cut it off or fall back. Bro,
Because let me tell you something. If you just do right by the people that's in your circle or is in your facility, like if you do right by those people and then they decide to not want to talk or be angry with you at some point, and you know in your heart that you've been doing right by them, I don't I don't take that shit serious. I told you everybody that come back around me and be like, bro, I want to, let's just be like we used to be. I'm gonna open my heart right back to you because I don't care what you said or whatever. It's just like, bro, your issue is your issue. I know I was being genuine when it came to dealing with you. So
you know my problem about opening the heart up after I know I've been good to you, it's like a wound, bro. You once you open this wound, right? And then you can let it heal. You can let it heal that like you can let it heal, or you could keep picking at it and reopening the wound and leaving that scar. I
that's
mean,
you taking it as you letting somebody scar you because you taking it personal. I don't take shit personal. Nothing.
I'm not gonna disagree on if I don't take it I do take it personal, but and then I disagree because it's like I don't know, bro. Like I don't know, bro. I'm still work. I'm still in the work. I'm still working on that one.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I told you, bro. You gotta get to the point of self-actualization, bro. Once you get to that point, bro, you don't take nothing. It's a it's a
even
turn.
if I don't take it personal, I don't have to. I'm not the type to have to. I'm not that reopening shit. Like I just don't want to keep reopening. I don't want to reopen the wound.
That means you took it personal.
I mean,
Because
I don't feel like even if you feel it's personal, it don't have to be personal for me not to fuck with you. Like I could still want to see you do good. That's not personal. I just don't want
no,
you around, bro.
what I'm saying is you took it personal.
Oh, I mean,
You took it to the heart. Like I had people say, man, fuck you, nigga. I don't know. Bro, that ain't got nothing to do with me because I know I was doing right by you. So
that's cool. That's how they feel, but I need you to stay over there.
nah, you can come back because I didn't take it personal.
Different type of different.
I don't take shit personal, bro.
Different type of.
I done had my sister them tell me, man, I wish you was dead. Nah. I don't take that shit personal because you just mad. And people say the weirdest shit when they mad. You be like, what? That came out your mouth? All right, whatever. So I don't
but you always been that way.
Why would I take it personal?
You always been that. Like I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, Chris the type, bro. If I'm around, I was telling somebody, I think I might told Nate this. When we was kids, if I'm mad at a girl, and the energy ain't right, like if I'm arguing with this girl, Chris is the type that's gonna try to come in and make the energy right. He gonna try to make her smile, make everything calm, everything good again. Me, I'm stubborn. I'm honest. I'm stubborn. I'm bullheaded. I don't give a fuck when it's time.
But why would you want to sit and my thing is this?
No, I'm not gonna sit and be mad like that.
No, I'm just saying, like, why? Who wants to sit around and just be angry?
The fact it's a learning process, but it's easier for me to move on when I know I've been solid. Thank you. Like it's not about me being angry. It might just be I know who I am, and I don't want to reopen up my past trauma because you might re-trigger something, and it might not be personal. It might just be you going through something. But for my own mental health, I need you to stay over there so I can. So and it might not just be it's no beef. Like I said, bro, I'm too old to be beef. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. But I don't have to be around everybody and like, oh, okay, let's come on. Nah, like I'm good. Like that's just me. Like I'm good.
I don't know. I don't. Unless you like did something to me like physically, like, beat me up or some shit like that, was not gonna happen. But unless you did something to be like that, I'm not. I don't hold nothing. Like I don't know. I just like to keep my life as peaceful as possible.
You don't feel like, well, let me ask you this then, bro, before I let you go then. How so will you rekindle old relationship with females then?
What for?
If I'm trying to see how I want to word it. So you saying right, you do old friends, you rekindle old friendships. If somebody say fuck you, I hope you was dead, all this shit, right? That's what you're saying. But when it comes to like a female in relationships, you wouldn't reopen nothing like that or give it a second chance or give it another chance?
No.
What makes the difference?
Because we don't need to do that. We already been down that road before. It didn't work. Why would we do that again?
What's the difference of a friendship of being down that same road?
Because you know, so let me explain this to you. When you deal with women and they try to, or you try to rekindle some shit, 90% of the time y'all ain't worked on the shit that y'all had an issue with from the jump. So coming back around this person and being like, oh yeah, we just gonna try to hash this out, it ain't gonna work. Because you still got the same.
So ain't that the same thing as a friendship though? What if y'all ain't
because the friendship, somebody saying, damn, you know what, I was wrong. I fucked that up. Let me make right by that. Or I was going through something and I took it out on you. You see what I'm saying? That's two totally different things. So we don't.
So I think that's what. Okay, so I think you're going off a one-time scenario.
No, I'm talking about in general.
So no.
Any girl that I've ever.
No. I'm talking about with a friendship right now. You talk because you just said they said something like out of anger, right? Like the friendship, they said something out of anger, whatever. Like that's a one-time scenario, right?
Nah, I done had plenty of girls say friends that say I don't know. My homies don't get into it like that. So
repeating stuff. Like
most of the time, when I lose a friend, it's gonna be 90% of the time it's gonna be a girl.
I can agree with that. I just had to walk out rekindling a friendship yesterday. I just had to work out rekindling a friendship yesterday.
My friendships with my homies don't end.
If a person can apologize and accept the fault and the breakdown, you can work through it. I agree to disagree with that because a person can say whatever the fuck they want to do. I need to see action, so I really don't go off.
That's why he said you can work through it. You can work through somebody saying, "Hey, I did you wrong. Let me fix that." A girl you just broke up with, it ain't even that I hold nothing against you. I wish you well. Go off and do your thing. Even if I broke up with you or you broke up with me, it don't really matter. I'm not trying to rekindle that. I don't want to be back in the mix of that.
But you will still be friends with her.
No, I don't want nothing to do with you. No.
You can't be friends with a female?
No, I can't be friends with no girl that I was dating. No, hell no. What we being friends for?
Nigga, what? Why?
What girl you see me dating and they still hang around?
I'm gonna be honest with you now, bro. On some real thing, you got one female I know you were serious about, and I don't. After everything else, it may be one other girl I knew you really liked. After that was from younger. We was younger, so it's two females I know you really cared about. Other than that, I don't know shit. Cause you ain't.
We're not gonna be friends,
right?
There ain't no need for us to be.
Right. It's nothing wrong with you having your reservation. That's their action got to show. Damn, dog, I don't know about that one, dog.
I haven't talked to Keisha in forever. I ain't talked to this last girl almost a year. I ain't no need for us to do what? What we being friends for? I ain't mad. It ain't no issue. It's no need to be friends. I don't want to be friends with you.
So you don't think that needs to be worked on, bro? Do you not think that might?
No. Why would I need to work on that?
Why, bro? Let me ask you this. So why are you not married? Why are you not married?
Because I choose not to be.
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Basically. So right now, if you want to find a female to settle down with,
bro, I can have any girl that I want.
No, I'm not.
I never had that. I never had
No. We're not speaking about pulling a female. I know that.
I'm telling you.
I'm talking about somebody. What is the problem for you not to be in a relationship right now? Then not somebody that you just like can go pull. I
didn't say anybody that I can go pull. I said whatever girl that I want.
I don't have kids with the female. I am no longer am with. The hell I am being friends with her for. No, damn, bro, am I the only one cool with something? Like, I ain't really.
What's the need of being friends? So you can hit them again?
I don't even play them type of games.
I don't want nothing. There's no issue. It ain't
I don't spin the block, so I don't.
I don't want nothing to do with you. Ain't no problem. I ain't no beef with you. It ain't nothing. Like if I see you, I speak. Hey, well, I probably wouldn't, but still. It's nothing. It didn't work out. We don't need to be around each other. Period.
Alrighty then. Damn.
I
don't know, dog. Like I mean,
because at the end of the day, bro, you gotta like.
If you can't be, you can't be like. What if this person was a cool type friend? Like y'all was friends.
Don't care. We don't need to be around each other.
Bro, y'all niggas is wild. Like that shit. Y'all be talking about me.
No, I be talking about a select few of people. Like nigga, I probably had 3 girlfriends in my whole life.
Exactly. That's why I said that I don't.
Why? It ain't even because look, I'm gonna tell you what happens. You're gonna create confusion, right?
The who?
For everybody, mixed. If they try to move on, if you ain't got kids with them, there ain't no need to be trying to hang around with them. For what?
That's funny y'all say that because I'd rather do the opposite. Because it's y'all saying that now. Both you and Nate, I hope y'all feel that way when y'all have kids.
If I had kids with her, I'm gonna have to talk to this motherfucker.
That's how.
want to be. If we have kids together,
I mean, I don't want to point that out. Y'all should talk. I don't want to promote nothing like, cause.
No, I'm just saying, like, if we got kids together, we gotta be at least cordial. But if we ain't got no kids, what I need to be?
I'm not gonna get on here and act fake, so I'm just gonna shut up.
That's gonna create a bigger problem than what it need to be.
Cause my baby mama's gonna tell you a whole different subject on me.
The last chick I was just dealing with, me and my ex, we still friends. Why? I mean, we just
you see.
Bitch,
why do you care?
Huh?
Why do you care?
Why?
But why do you care?
Y'all can sit around and like that don't even make sense.
Why do you care?
Why do who care?
Why do you care if she's friends with her ex?
Because it doesn't make sense. Why would you do that?
It might not make sense to you.
No, it don't make sense.
It makes sense to her.
Why would you be friends with a motherfucker?
So would you gonna leave her? So talking about you might be the problem.
Girl tell me she's still friends
with her. Control every damn thing.
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna control me.
That has nothing to do. I mean, that has nothing to do with you if it's not bothering your relationship.
It is gonna bother the relationship at some point in time.
Do you know that's gonna come up as insecure? Even though I know you're
not insecurities. That's just it's gonna, bro. It's not insecurity. Only lasts if a nigga got something he thinking about something that's not happening. That's an insecurity. Mind,
that's how you trying to point it out. But if you worry about her and these friends, like, why do you care?
You know how many girls? Let me tell you something. If I was still my college girlfriend, if me and her were still friends, you think she would have ever been able to get married?
If she's completely over you, I can't speak.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like,
completely over. I don't know. I cannot say because it never.
I'm telling you that it's not gonna happen. Ain't no girl.
So you don't want it to happen. You don't want to be friends with her.
No, listen. What I'm saying is, if we are still friends, if me and her are still friends, she never gets to move on. She never gets to do that because in her mind.
No, I'm not saying that y'all stay friends. I'm saying, bro, like
you can't be friends with no ex partner. It's just not happening.
If you feel like having what? You feel like they're not over each other?
You never get over that person, bro. Especially if y'all spent substantial amount of time together, you're never gonna get over that. Like, it's always gonna be a comparison.
Let me rephrase the question then. If it's a significant period of time that y'all been away from each other and y'all see each other again, you couldn't be cordial and be friends then, or it's just completely never again. That I'm not saying right after a breakup. I'll never say no shit like that.
Even after a breakup, bro, you look. Me and Keisha is not gonna be able to sit in the same room together, and her husband she wouldn't be able to do it.
Is she wouldn't or you?
She's not gonna be able to do it. I'm telling you, she not. Because guess what? I'm gonna tell you something.
What would be the problem?
Because we're gonna be sitting there looking at each other, thinking about all the shit that we used to do.
Why I hope she don't see this?
It don't matter if she see it. She like, bro, come on, bro. I know this girl like back of my hand, bro.
I'm not disagreeing.
I ain't talked to her in 8 years, 6 years, something like that.
I ain't disagreeing with you.
I'm telling you, bro, 7 years. But I know this girl like the back of my hand. Like you, bro, you see a motherfucker that you used to frequent with, ain't no way, married or not married.
You only can speak for you, dog.
I'm telling you. Bro, listen, it ain't no I can speak for me. I'm telling you.
You can't because you can't speak for her.
She may not act on it.
No, I'm not talking about her or you. I'm just talking about the male part of you. Every male not gonna feel that way on if he walks in the room with an ex. I see my baby mamas and they can have a line of niggas right now.
That's because y'all got bad history in between each other. We ain't got no bad history. Me and her ain't got no bad history. It just didn't work out. So you think
so we have good history. I expect if we have good history, we'll be able to be cordial more better. But you saying if we have good history, we wouldn't be able to be around each other?
No.
Man, please.
Bro, you got history with a motherfucker like chemistry with it. It's like,
man, please.
Man, if I see that girl, if me and her was to see each other today, like in the same room,
I could
it's gonna be some weird shit.
Man,
butterfly feelings and shit.
It's hard for me to say ex because I don't even know how to classify as an ex because I feel like
I don't have fucked up relationship with women that I dealt with though. I just don't. I don't have fucked up relationships with them. Like me and Keisha can see each other and have a real like sit down conversation, talk, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't like we're gonna go home and leave with each other number and be friends. We ain't gonna do that. But we can
But
sit
that's okay then. So y'all could be cordial and be friends then. Ain't nothing. I mean, if you
that's
have
if
a
I
conversation,
want to do it.
that's why I just said you're the problem. I
Man,
said
I'm not the problem. She
because you
know, man, Keisha
want
already
to do it.
She already know though. She gonna be like, nah, I ain't even. She probably walk past me and because she know like, nah, that nigga ain't gonna be on that type of time. Cause I speak to her like, hey, what's up, and keep it moving. We gonna be like, hey, I ain't seen you forever. You hug all that shit. We don't need to do that. You got something going on over there. You stay over there with it. And it's nothing. It's not no malice or nothing. I don't even want to put you in that frame of thought process. Like, oh, maybe I could do this. It's just.
Are you saying that because you don't want to be in that process, bro?
I don't want to be. I don't want to be in it either. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be in that space either. I don't want to even be. I don't want to put myself in that space, and I don't want to put her in that space.
I respect that.
It's nothing to revisit. It's like, all right, it didn't work. So, hey, how you
think
doing?
A friendship is revisiting anything. I just feel like you the one that
innately, bro, you're gonna revisit it. Innately. Because you're gonna look, let's say we decide to be friends. You're gonna want to talk about old times. Hey, you remember when we did this? Yeah, you don't want to, you're gonna revisit it innately. Like it's just, even if she was to call me on the phone, it's gonna be like, hey, you remember that time, such and such, such and such? Remember that time you put me out and it was snowing?
I'm just trying to go through my brain of females right now, dog. I'm sorry. Like I'm trying to click out.
Being honest with you, bro, this is what's gonna happen. So you're gonna revisit those times. I don't want to be sitting in the room with you and your husband at this time or whatever, and then she like something just pop in her head, like something trigger, like, oh shit, me and CJ did this one time. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
So okay then. So I don't want to be situation. Talking about right. If that situation right there might trigger you or her, right? How does that situation, right? How does that situation different from if a person that's working on their mental health and they got triggered by something? That's a different category, a different situation than this. Is that not saying that they're not over the situation?
No, I'm not saying that you could be over the situation. I ain't sitting around thinking about.
You get triggered though, but
I'm just saying, like those type of environments. If you put yourself in that environment, like, oh,
it will trigger you, right?
It ain't even not that it's gonna trigger you. It's gonna innately, like I say, you're going to revisit something, no matter what it is.
It's gonna hit a trigger somewhere, bro.
No, trigger is something.
And I'm just saying that because when you be talking about, like, that's why I stay away from certain shit, because I know what if I put myself in certain situations, it's gonna trigger it. But bro, I'm gonna let you go, man. I gotta get to work in a few hours, dog.
All right, my guy.
I appreciate you, bro. You got anything you want to get off? You want to shout out or anything you got going on, bro?
Man, as soon as I figure out the shit that I'm doing, I'm gonna be posting stuff on the. Is this mic on Instagram, and this is mic on TikTok, and this is mic on other shit. So I'll be dropping some shit soon, probably at the end of the month, just because I want to like finish off Men's Mental Health Month like with a bang. So probably drop like 2 episodes.
All right, then, bro. I'm gonna get at you though, bro.
Y'all stay up, stay easy, keep your mental health up to par, and don't tell nobody that you do crazy stuff in the dark.
Bye, man. I ain't got time. All right, then, bro. Appreciate you.